Yo, what's good, Broncos country? Welcome back to NFL Madness, your one stop shop for all things NFL, game highlights, hot takes, breaking news, and the stories that make football the greatest show on earth. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that button, join the squad, and let's crank up the football vibes. All right, let's dive into the Denver Broncos, who shocked the league last season as a playoff wildcard with a solid 10-7 record. They absolutely crushed it, going 80-0 against teams with 500 or worse records, handling business like they should. But real talk, outside of that Week 18 game where the ass Kansas City sat their starters, the Broncos struggled, going 1-7 against winning teams. Now, let's talk about Bo Nix, who was a beast against weaker competition last year. Here's what he had to say today about stepping up his game in year 2. I'm feeling way more comfortable out there. Calling plays is second nature now, and I'm processing the game faster. Spending a year with Coach VJ, I've got a better read on the defenses we're facing. It's just more fun, not overthinking like I was last season. But don't get it twisted. I haven't done much yet. I've got a ton to prove, and I'm grinding every day to get better. You don't want to hit year 2 or down the line and realize you've plateaued. So I'm locked in, not sweating what folks are saying online. I know I've got a long road ahead, and I'm all about that internal focus. All right, let's break it down. The Broncos finished 5 games behind the Chiefs last year, but snagging Shedeur Sanders was a straight-up masterclass move by Sean Payton. So what's the vibe for these two in year 2? I'm expecting big things from Shedeur in this Denver offense. Why? It's not just the experience factor, though that helps. They've added key pieces like Evan Ingram at tight end, and that's a game changer. Sean Payton's all about that middle triangle, QB, running back, tight end. I've seen it firsthand going up against his squads back in the day. He loves attacking the middle of the field, whether it's screens to the running back or exploiting mismatches with the tight end. That's where Evan Ingram comes in. Yeah, Cortland Sutton's a stud outside, and Marvin Mims brings the juice. But Ingram's going to be a matchup nightmare, creating big plays in Payton's system. Shedeur's floor was always going to be high. Dude slung the rock over 2,000 times in college, him. Michael Penix, Jaden Daniels, those guys got extra years with the transfer portal and COVID rules. That experience showed up big time last year. But the real X factor for 2025, RJ Harvey, don't sleep on this rookie. Shedeur was a stud in college, and he's got that pass-catching ability, too. Think Alvin Kamara's rookie year under Payton. 44% of the snaps, but putting up monster numbers. I'm calling it now. RJ Harvey's a dark horse for Offensive Rookie of the Year. One thing to watch, though, Shedeur's turnovers. He ranked 17th in the league last year, and that's got to tighten up. Sean Payton, a Bill Parcells disciple, preaches you lose games before you win them with sloppy play. Look at Joe Burrow, 13 TDs his rookie year, then a massive jump to 34 in year 2. I'm not saying Shedeur's going to go full Burrow, but if he cuts down the mistakes and gets efficient with this sneaky, good defense, buckle up Broncos country. Now, let's talk about the biggest heist in NFL history. The Denver Broncos didn't just sign J.K. Dobbins and draft R.J. Harvey. They pulled off a straight-up robbery that's got the league shook. This backfield duo is about to light up the AFC West in 2025. I'm dropping stats and facts to prove why Denver's run game is a powder keg ready to blow. This ain't just a roster move. It's a declaration of war on every defense in the division. Let's start with J.K. Dobbins, a name that should have linebackers waking up in a cold sweat. The NFL's been sleeping on this guy, but not anymore. Drafted out of Ohio State by Baltimore in 2020, this sixth-year vet's had injury issues, no doubt. But when he's on the field, an absolute problem. Check this 2052 rushing yards on just 429 carries. That's a ridiculous 5.2 yards per carry, second best among active NFL backs. He's third in the league for big play percentage, ripping off 10-yard runs like it's nothing. Last season, he piled up 489 yards after contact. Dude's a freight train who doesn't go down easy. Picture this Dobbins in a single back set, scanning the line like a hawk. The O-line slides left, he cuts back to the C gap, and boom, 15 yards just like that. His vision's surgical, his patience lethal. And the contract, Denver locked him up for a 1-year, $2.75 million deal with incentives up to $5.25 million. That's chump change for a potential Pro Bowler. Haters will point to his injury history, but I'm calling it with Sean Payton's play, calling wizardry in Denver's top 2-0 line. 2025 is Dobbins' year to shut him up. But hold up. The Broncos didn't stop there. They drafted a straight-up speed demon in R.J. Harvey, and this kid's the crown jewel of the heist. Taken 60th overall in the 2025 draft out of UCF, Harvey's a highlight machine. At the 2024 Combine, he ran a 4.4 second 40, third fastest among RBs. Only behind Ashton college season, he racked up 1,600 rushing yards, 22 TDs, and 54 runs of 10+ yards, second most in the FBS. But it's not just speed, his elusiveness and versatility scream Payton's offense. At UCF, he was slicing through defenses in shotgun sets or snagging checkdowns in the flat. Picture this, Harvey lines up offset, 2 tight ends flex out, and he either darts through the B gap or swings out for a screen, leaving defenders eating dust. Just 32 carried yards in 2024 elite, despite just 252 touches. Yet, fantasy nerds have him ranked as the 23rd best RB for 2025, with Dobbins at 56. That's straight disrespect. Harvey's not just a rookie. He's a game breaker who could hit 1,500 scrimmage yards and double-digit TDs in year 1. Denver's run game was trash last year, dead last in the league. But with Harvey's lightning, Dobbins' thunder, and Peyton's schemes, they're about to flip the script. Can this duo coexist? You bet. Meet JK37, the nastiest, most explosive RB tandem in the NFL. J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey aren't just teammates. They're a two-headed monster ready to terrorize the AFC West. Peyton's not about one lead back like Saquon in Philly. Nah, he's building a versatile attack, mixing Dobbins' north-south power with Harvey's east-west quickness. Dobbins is your third and one battering ram, while Harvey's the modern weapon, turning checkdowns into chunk plays and shotgun sets. Together, they keep defenses guessing, opening up the playbook for Shedeur. The stats don't lie. Denver's run game was 24th in yards gained over expectation last year. But with Dobbins' 953 yards in just 13 games and Harvey's 25 college TDs, this duo could vault the Broncos into a top 10 rushing attack. Throw in Audric Estime for short yardage bruising and Jaleel McLaughlin for speed, and you've got a four-headed hydra no defense can handle. The haters will cry, Dobbins is injury-prone, or Harvey's 5'8", 208 pounds, too small for a three-down roll. Miss me with that noise. Peyton's committee approach keeps him fresh and Denver's elite O-line clears the way. The AFC West is officially on notice. JK37 is coming for blood. So, what's the bottom line? Dobbins and Harvey are the spark for a Denver revolution in 2025. I'm predicting 2,500 combined scrimmage yards and 20 TDs from this backfield. Kansas City, LA, Vegas, their defenses are shaking in their cleats. Peyton's got a vision, a dominant, unpredictable run game that elevates Shedeur and pushes Denver back to the postseason. Last year's 10th ranked scoring offense was just the appetizer. This is a wake-up call to the NFL. Sleep on the Broncos at your own risk. Broncos country, you ready to ride with JK37? Drop a comment, smash that like button, and grab your custom Broncos jersey at Chat Sports to rep the squad. Yo, make check 1, 2, 1, 2. This video's a wrap. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe to stay locked in for more NFL madness. We're bringing the heat and signing out. Let's ride!